Good afternoon. It is an honor and a pleasure to be here today in such great company, and I have to thank Keith and his team to make this possible. I'm Consuelo. This is my first conference, and I'm just happy to be here. I loved it thus far. You see an M. Oh, I didn't move. You see an M on my name, and I'll explain that later, but my name is Consuelo. And I am from Bogota, Colombia, and I know it's a very difficult act to follow Ferme's presentation, my fellow Colombian, from yesterday. So I think I will be more pragmatic on my approach. And I'm here because we want to improve the way we communicate and how we engage with this community. I'm an electrical engineer. I had a brain at one time. I worked designing telecom and radio chipsets. I was part of the team that designed one of the first Mac baseband and RF for 802.11, and that is in the late 90s. Then I transitioned to the other side, marketing. So bear with me, because my presentation may show some of that, and I know you guys hate it. But anyway, I work for Wi-Fi Alliance, and Wi-Fi Alliance is an organization, non-profit. It is, we have maybe 700 companies or more that work in a, I call it co-competitive environment. So they are competitors, yet they're working together in order to improve the way we develop features for Wi-Fi. The whole goal of the organization is to advance the growth of the Wi-Fi market as a whole. And when it was first started, it was with the idea that it was going to be able to ensure interoperability between different devices from different vendors, as well as between different generations. But reality is that you guys are the ones that make it work in the real world. And about less than a year ago, in our meeting in Austin, Keith and Lee, I don't know where Lee is, there he is, were presented or contributed to a presentation in Austin, and we became very aware that we are not communicating with this group. And personally, I took an action to fix that, and this is why I'm here today. So I want to make sure that, thank you, I want to make sure that we don't pass, and that if I need to translate sometimes, I will be more than happy to do so. Because a lot of our materials are guided toward non-technical people. So in our marketing team usually removes a lot of the technical aspects because we need to do so. But anyway, we're here today, and we are in an era, I'm going to be very fast, where things are changing very quickly. We're using more data, more video, and Wi-Fi has become the dominant media in order to transfer a lot of those data bits. You've seen the news about the Super Bowl, where we just made great numbers in terms of Wi-Fi usage. But that brings also challenges, and those challenges were kind of mentioned by Keith and Lee, in the sense that we have congested networks. It's very difficult to manage Wi-Fi. How can we reuse the spectrum? And there's a litany of things that we probably need to fix. So I don't know if you're familiar with something called Vantage. Can I see a show of hands? Have you seen that, heard of it? Ay, ay, ay. Not too many. So Vantage is kind of a new certification program that is not truly a certification, but it bundles features of other certification programs. It was first defined by our operators group. We do have a group that is called the operators, and operators in Wi-Fi is a loose word because it means anyone that manages a Wi-Fi network. So it could be AT&T, but it could also be Marriott Hotels, or it could be Boingo, or Time Warner, now Charter. So that group, and forgive me, this is a marketing slide. This is our official external slide for Vantage, and it has beautiful words. But I'm going to explain what they mean in the next slides. So basically, the idea was to raise the bar for those products that are better qualified to work on a managed Wi-Fi network. and ensure that they use effectively the spectrum, that we don't have sticky clients, that the clients are able to roam faster and roam between APs or in between networks, depending on the application. So Wi-Fi today, Wi-Fi Vantage today, it is, the core programs are Passpoint and AC, which is the latest Phi. And there's some elements of those programs that are made mandatory in order to qualify for Vantage. Wi-Fi Alliance has an obscure page, as all of our pages I think are for this community, that gives you the product certifications that an individual product may have. And you can see and find, look for Vantage, and you will see how many products have already received that designation. The main point about this is that it's an ongoing evolution. So we're going to have Vantage Release 1, Release 2, and with each new release is going to raise the bar a little bit higher. So what I really wanted to spend more time on today is explain, and I only have 2 minutes, is explaining the things that are coming on Vantage. And these are programs and features that are currently under development in Wi-Fi Alliance. The first one, multi-band operations. It's about efficient use of spectrum. It's about roaming between APs, but in the same network. It leverages two technologies that are probably more relevant to you, and that is fast transition and radio resource management. In conjunction with that, there's another program that is called Optimized Connectivity. And in that program, we leverage AI, and the main deal is client roaming. So the client is able to take its own decision, while with the previous one, it was more of a network-assisted roaming. And the idea behind this one is to enable roaming not just between APs within the same network, but in between networks, and even between Wi-Fi and cellular on an easier way. In addition to that, and we've talked about extended 5 gig support. So the group has decided to add capabilities to make sure that making use of those DFS channels is done well and right, and when you do need to, you change and you are in the right channel. So basically, that's what a preview of what's coming, and that release is anticipated to be here sometime in Q1 18. So again, the key terms for you guys are 11R, 11K, 11AI, and extended 5 gig. So to summarize, very quickly, so it is about manage Wi-Fi networks and improve performance on Wi-Fi, make life easier for those operators of managed Wi-Fi networks. It's an evolution. But moreover, the biggest message that I want to leave with you guys today is that we want to make sure that we communicate better, that we know that we miss a lot of information in the translation when we make our releases and material available to non-technical people. Anyway, so there are some links for the benefit, and I definitely do want to continue the conversation. I do have an obscure Twitter account that I haven't used in ages. I will revive it so I could talk to this community, but in the meantime, bear with me and email me, cortiz@wifi.org. Thank you.
Thank you very much.